Hello, my name is Rai and welcome back to the channel. So we have just finished going over all of the cards for set 1 of Battle Cores TCG. And before we really jump into going over mini set 1, I'd like to take some time aside to make a hopefully not too long video just going over what exactly a mini set what exactly a mini set is and what it's used for and why it's even here, so that we can more quickly and easily jump into going over mini set 1 in the next video in this series. Because I was just going to go over it in that video, but I feel like it would have made the video too long, so I just want to go over it in this one. Anyway, before we really get into it, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and share, and hit the bell, and all that YouTube stuff. You know what to do. This is YouTube. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and jump on into it now. So before we say what exactly is a mini set, let's quickly and briefly go over what a set is. A set is, in the example of set 1, set 1 is a selection of 50 unique cards that you can possibly get in a pack of set 1 cards. If you go on to the onto thegamecrafter.com, which I have a link in the description to, if you go onto there, you'll be able to buy a pack of Battle Cores TCG set 1. It'll just say Battle Cores TCG. And if you do that, then you have a chance of getting 18 of those 50 cards. There are 50 total cards. That's what's known as a card pool, the selection of cards that you have available to you. But a pack only gives you 18 random cards. Well, it's mostly random. Every card is assigned a particular rarity, and you're guaranteed to get a certain amount of each rarity in each pack, but which exactly card of that rarity you get is completely random. So let's say, for example, you were supposed to get, I don't know, 5 commons and 3 uncommons and 1 rare or something like that, right? Yeah, you're gonna get those 5 commons, 3 uncommons, and 1 rare, but you don't know which of those commons or which of those uncommons or which of those rares you're going to get. So you're getting 18 mostly random cards. That's kind of what makes it fun to get and open packs, is you have no idea what exactly you're going to actually get. It's just random. That's what makes it fun. Anyway, so in a main set, you have a pool of 50 cards and you get 18 random cards from that pool of 50 in each pack. For mini sets, it's like a normal set but smaller. So you only get 12 cards per pack, so 6 cards less. That's a pretty noticeable difference. But that's because we have less than half of the card pool. There's only 20 cards, 20 unique cards that you can possibly get in each pack. And so because of that, you get less cards overall. So, sorry, let me think. So, because of that, that's why you're getting way less cards, because it's just a smaller pool of cards. And so even though you're getting less cards per pack, you're still going to end up getting quite a few copies of each of the cards in each mini set, because you're getting quite a lot of cards from a small card pool. So it still can be worth buying even if you're getting less cards per pack, because you could be getting more cards from a particular card pool that you actually want. You know, you could be getting more valuable cards in the sense of how good they are for whatever strategy you're trying to run, even though you're getting less actual physical pieces of cardboard. Anyway, so on to more details about what a mini set is and what it's used for. So I originally made the mini set just to be a smaller, lower effort product that I could throw in between the lengths of time between each main set. Because each set, because of how the GameCrafter.com's process works with getting and making and publishing products on there, it can take quite a while, so having an additional smaller product that is lower effort for me to actually make is better, because then I can get more stuff out to you quicker and more consistently than I would if I just had to do it per full set. But it quickly became far more important and valuable as the time went on. And that is primarily for two reasons, aka the two main benefits and purpose to mini sets existing and what they provide you. So each mini set's pool of 20 cards are divided into two groups of 10. And these two groups of 10 are what the two main benefits to each mini set are. Those being the first group of 10 being reprints, and the second group of 10 being new cards, gaining access to cards earlier than you would otherwise be able to. So first I'm going to go over that first grouping, the reprints, and it's kind of a reprint in two different senses. For one, it's a literal reprinting of the card. It is a card from a previous set that's already been released, but being released again in this product. That is useful because maybe it's a really good card that you're trying to look for, but maybe in the set that it's been released in, it's like a rare or something that's, just hard to get your hands on, or you just haven't really, you didn't really get the cards that you were hoping for out of the packs that you bought. Maybe it has been re-released, it has been reprinted in another set, in a mini set. And because of the smaller pool of cards, maybe that actually gives you a higher likelihood of getting access to that card. And so it can be useful for people trying to get access to very specific cards, because it will give them another avenue towards trying to get copies of that particular card. So that's the first half of the value of the first grouping of 10 cards. The next way that I mean that they are reprinted and why that's good is because if you're playing this game competitively, or you're trying to play by the exact rules and whatever, then you're going to be aware that this game uses set rotation. So set rotation is a concept that you only have so many sets of cards, each set is like a collection of cards, so you only have so many of these collections of cards, these individual products, available for use to play competitively at one time. That helps with balancing and with keeping card pools from getting so large that it's really hard to keep up with what you can and cannot play. And it can just help the game's health over time. And it is also used for this. I'm using it not as much for this, it's mainly for the first two reasons, but it does also help out the people who are making the game financially, because it forces players to buy more products. And for me, who is trying to, one day turn YouTube and making these games into an actual job, it's kind of necessary to have that benefit as well. So those are the main reasons for set rotation, but how it works is pretty much you only have so many different products available to players to play at one time, and after a long enough period of time, a particular product, or in this case a set or mini set, will quote-unquote rotate out. It will basically be no longer playable. It'll be pushed out of the grouping of playable of playable products. And how that works is you can only have 3 sets and mini sets of products out at once, or available to play at once. That's how I've decided to do set rotation. So, for example, starting with the release of set 4, set 1's cards would rotate out. And with mini set 4, mini set 1's cards will rotate out and no longer be playable. That just, again, helps with balance and helps with stuff like that. But through reprints, that will allow certain cards to have their metaphorical lifespan extended. Because the idea is that being reprinted in a mini set is putting the card in a newer product. So even if the original product they were released in has been rotated out, because they're in this newer product that is still in rotation, because it's still in the playable space of cards, the playable grouping of cards, it is still playable. So let's say, for example, your Super Potato, maybe Super Potato is your favorite card ever, but then set 4 rolls around, and because it's set 4, then set 1 rotates out, and you're really bummed out that you won't be able to play it anymore. But then you realize, oh dang, it was reprinted in, let's say, set 2 or something, right? Because it was reprinted in set 2, then you'll be able to continue to keep playing Super Potato. So it's just a nice way of me being able to put older cards, and especially favorite cards, back into the metagame to keep them playable and keep them in the card pool. So if you are a competitive player or someone who wants to stick to the technically proper rules and not just ignore set rotation, which you are allowed to do if you're just a casual player, and I won't see you as any different or look down on you, but if you want to play by the technical proper rules, then set rotation is a thing. And so being aware of what kind of cards have been reprinted and which ones have not is very valuable to know, and with mini sets it allows for reprints to even exist at all. So it's super valuable, super important. And that's it for the reprints. On to the next card, the next 10 cards, the new cards. How that grouping of 10 cards works is it takes the first 10 new cards, so non-erratas, so non-previous cards that have been changed in some way. It takes the first 10 new cards from the next set that has not been released yet and releases them in this mini set. I don't feel like I need to explain or elaborate on much more beyond that. It's 10 cards that you're getting early. So that's obviously incredible and amazing. And sometimes those 10 cards can be enough to shake up the metagame. Not always, and not always to an extreme extent, but that's definitely true for mini set 1 at least. If you look at the cards released in mini set 1, which will be the next video that I do in this series, then you'll see that the metagame would have been changed by that a bit. And even if you don't realize that, I have gone over those changes, so you will be able to be aware of how and why and in what way the metagame had changed just by watching a previous video I made. And that video is the video of me going over the legend cards of set 1. So part 2 of me going over the legend cards for set 1, I have the playlist of all of the videos of me going over the Battle Cores cards and everything in the description, so go down there and check it out and go to that video and watch it if you are more interested in seeing how and in what way the metagame was shaken up to such an extent just by the release of mini set 1, not even the entirety of set 2. And yeah, so as far as I know, that's pretty much everything that you really need to know as of right now when it comes to mini sets. I can't really think of anything else that I'd need to discuss before actually jumping into going over what is in mini set 1, but that'll be in, like I said, the next video in this series. So thank you all for watching for this long. If you have watched for this long, then type in the comments, Super Potato is the best. Again, thank you all for watching. I hope that you all have a absolutely blessed day, and fare thee well.